Beloved Saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about Ishmael, the high priest appointed by Herod Agrippa II, in the genealogy of the high priests from the 6th book of the Redemptive History series, the eternal high priest of the covenantal oath. Herod Agrippa II was the son of Herod Agrippa I. He was raised in the court of the Roman Emperor Claudius. At a young age of 17, his father Agrippa I died in AD 44. So Claudius kept him in Rome and sent a Roman governor to rule Judea once again. Around AD 50, Agrippa II became king of Chalcis, which had been ruled by his uncle Herod. From this time on until the Jewish revolt in AD 66, Agrippa II exercised his authority to appoint the high priests, and he appointed and deposed 6 high priests. Ishmael, the son of Phabi, was the first high priest appointed by Agrippa II in AD 59. In Jerusalem at this time, sedition between the high priest and the principal men of the multitude of Jerusalem arose and led to a violent incident. As a result, the nation was thrown into extreme chaos, a state like that of anarchy that completely prevailed over justice and righteousness. The high priests, who had become extremely corrupt, sent their servants onto the threshing floors to ruthlessly seize the tithes due to the priests. In the Bible, it states that even during such a chaotic situation, Apostle Paul had been imprisoned by Felix, the governor of Judea, for 2 years. Ishmael is the high priest who brought charges against Apostle Paul when Festus became governor in AD 60. Acts chapter 25, verses 1-2 states, 3 days after arriving in the province, Festus went up from Caesarea to Jerusalem, where the chief priests and the Jewish leaders appeared before him and presented the charges against Paul. Here, these high priests referred to the members of the Sanhedrin, such as Ishmael and his predecessor Ananias. Although Festus confirmed that Apostle Paul had committed no crime worthy of the charge against him, to buy the favor of the Jews, he asked Paul if he would be willing to go up to Jerusalem and stand trial before the Sanhedrin. Paul answered, however, that he wanted to be questioned before Caesar because he was a Roman citizen, and Festus consented. Several days later, Herod Agrippa II, who ruled the northern regions of Galilee, came with his sister Bernice to pay respects to Festus. And Festus entrusted the issue of Paul's trial to Herod. At that time, Apostle Paul boldly testified the word of God before the king, governor, and the people. Festus, who heard Paul's defense, cried out in a loud voice, "Paul, you're out of your mind. Your great learning is driving you mad." However, ultimately, the king, the governor, Bernice, and all those sitting with them acknowledged Paul's innocence. This is recorded in Acts 26, verses 30-32. Beloved Saints, Apostle Paul stood before the Jews, the high priest and Sanhedrin council, Felix, Festus, and Agrippa II, and boldly testified not only of his own innocence, but also of the gospel of Jesus Christ. He also appealed to the Roman emperor in order to seize an opportunity to preach the gospel. The innocent Apostle Paul was falsely accused of all sorts of things and tried. However, without losing his composure, he seized the opportunity to boldly testify of the Word of God. Likewise, as people indebted to the gospel, we must boldly testify of the Word both in season and out of season. I pray that we will all do so and receive God's amazing grace. I bless in the name of the Lord.